we haven't done that yet.
No, my New Year's resolution is to be a better fan. Because I feel like I just like kind of gloss over it. I'm like, oh, I love this thing and I love that. It is so great. No, I want to get to the point where I'm like yelling at a TV. I'm mad because I see someone wearing like a rival shirt. Like I want to be that kind of pissed off person.
Would you hurt them?
I wouldn't hurt them. I would just be like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
You walking up to a rival sports fan and saying you're a fucking idiot. I would absolutely die. That's also my New Year's resolution.
It's for me to do that. All right, let's talk about like kind of like where did fandom really start for us?
What's the first sport or team you remember being a fan of?
Oh, it's 1992 UK men's basketball, without a doubt. Like it's everything, it's everywhere. I believe that was the year of Christian Laettner. So we all hated Duke. We had such a common enemy. Like it was just everywhere. I didn't understand shit. I just knew that like everything was so exciting and it was on all the time. They were celebrities. Definitely.
That's a good one. My obvious one is I grew up going to all the University of Cincinnati Bearcat games, basically for every sport, because my mom is a professor there. But I remember in a truly kind of my vapid answer is that my dad went on a business trip and brought me back a Toronto Raptors jersey, and I was like 5, and I loved dinosaurs, and I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Yeah, this is my team. And then I remember really in high school being a fan of Tennessee, the women's basketball program at Tennessee.
Of course. That was the only like Tennessee I was allowed to like.
I'm sure.
Was Pat Summitt.
Yeah, we weren't going to, I mean, you couldn't, you had to root for Pat.
Unbelievable. I'm ready for that biopic.
Yeah.
It's a little late, actually.
And I'm ready to play Pat.
Yeah.
Let me play Pat.
Get a perm. That'll show your commitment.
I have a perm on like right now under this hat.
Oh,
you just can't see it.
You put that perm on.
What's your team now? Do you have like a team that you're actively following? I mean, I feel like for our job, we follow everybody, but is there a team that you're really rooting for?
Well, I think that's a part of it is that my resolution is that I feel like I do this wash without like really getting in. Like, I mean, I'll say Kentucky women's because I love them. They've got a new coach, and I really think that program is going to be fire. I love Atlanta in the W because of Ryan Howard from the UK who went there. And I think that's really what, besides that, any game of any type, any match, anything that's on, I'm going for the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah, I'm a real believer. I want the best game all the time.
Always,
so halfway through a game, I will start rooting for whoever is losing. Yes. I want it to be tight down to the fourth quarter, or I think sports can get really boring. I'm like so not attracted to a blowout.
I know. A friend of mine was just visiting family in South Carolina and went to a game and was like, there's Dawn Staley. This is so cool. They were playing a local team and it was a blowout. And I was like,
I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't care who is playing. There's no like celebrity that's interesting enough for me to go purposefully watch a blowout. I think that I do not have teams anymore. I find that I root for players.
Yeah.
Especially players that have become friends or just whose careers or identities I think are like it's important to push them forward.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a business and the older we get, we understand like so the real true this is not college anymore. Like you're not playing for this like incredible like coat of arms. You really are playing for a corporation, and sometimes your favorite player is going to be traded from that corporation in 2 years, and I'm not going to be stuck rooting for whatever bumfuck team after Sue Bird, leaves the league. Sorry, Storm.
I was about to say.
Although I will say, the Storm might be the ones that have kind of pushed past that for me. I think that the Storm when I was growing up were cool. Like I just remember seeing that jersey and being like, guess the women's league does have cool jerseys.
Because I love the Liberty. The Liberty was my jersey.
And the Swarm might be like the one team that I like for forever just think are fucking like I just got that little kid part of me that's like they're fucking cool. But I don't know. I love Sid Colson. I love rooting for Stewie. I love
Jonquil Jones.
Yeah, I'm gonna root for them wherever they go.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why like college fandom. I mean, I always say it's because Kentucky doesn't have professional sports. But I guess we do now with the NWSL, Louisville Racing, which is a great team. College fandom is so much more, I don't know, fun to me.
Yeah.
In a way, because it's legacy building. It's such story tradition. Probably someone in your family may have gone to that school. Like, it's all
and it's the last time a lot of those people are going to play. So there's a ton more emotion.
Yes, absolutely. And I think like when you get down to like how you pick a team, I think where I'm from, at least, the team kind of picks you. Like you're raised to be a UK fan or a Louisville fan or Reds or, I mean, the fans for the Reds are crazy.
I grew up a Reds fan.
Yeah.
100% was going to like a ton of those games.
And the parade you all have every year?
Listen, we need reasons to celebrate in Cincinnati. Especially when I was growing up.
Yes.
We needed activities. Now the city's kind of cool. or it's cool. I'm being supportive. The city's cool. When I was growing up, there were not many things to do.
No, but that opening day parade was there, baby.
Yes, it was.
You can look forward to it every year. Yeah, I think vibes, family, and your favorite players like really make.
Man, and I lucked out with the Bearcats because I love kitties. Some of these teams I feel straight up bad for you guys.
Because they're mascots?
Yeah. There are teams. I mean, even I was thinking about I was watching the NFL the other day, and I was looking at the statistics for some of the teams because we're about to have the Super Bowl, and I was seeing that remember the Washington, it used to be the Washington, that really ugly name.
Yep.
And then for a minute, they were just the Washington football team, which actually
that's kind of sick.
Was sick.
That's kind of great.
And then they turned it into the Washington Commanders.
What?
And I just, for some reason, I find Commanders so embarrassing.
It's really embarrassing. Like, my middle school, like, mascot was the Bulldogs. Powerful, strong, also adorable.
Of course.
Colors, blue and old gold. Gorgeous, classic, stunning together. High school, I become a Commodore. And our colors are maroon and white.
Listen to me.
It's devastating.
I had to be a Stinger.
You all were the Stingers?
Yeah, for my whole life.
Oh my God.
From like kindergarten to high school, I was a Stinger.
That's devastating.
Of course it is. So I'm not speaking from a place of not knowing. I understand what it's like to be a fan of something that is stupid and little. like a is it a wasp? Well, I don't know.
A stinger?
Yeah, we're just the ass of the bee.
You're just the ass. But if you say like you're the wasps, it was a pretty waspy school to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, we were the only non-denominational private school in all of Ohio.
Yeah, which is insane.
Every other school in our county was Catholic. So actually, we were probably the least waspy.
Yeah, that's true. You were the least waspy.
Yeah, we had
now that I think about it.
Yep. That was actually a massive Jewish population at that school because they didn't want to go to the Catholic private schools.
Oh, weird.
So anyway, still not sure why that is the Stingers, but
I could see myself if I was like in a corporate world. This is going a little bit away from the Stingers, but I just thought about this. If I like moved to a city and I couldn't really figure out like my squad, I would immediately like latch onto a team, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's such a good point. If I were moving cities right now, I would just immediately pretend like I've been a fan of that team forever. 100%.
Minnesota Lynx? Yeah. Since day one.
Yes. You call me Portland Thorny. 100%. I mean, that is like literally what I did when I like went and shot Shrill. Is I just like
Yeah,
was like
you
I
did,
just went to
yeah.
Thorns games and then bought the gear.
Yes.
It's like I'm a member of the community and I always have been.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know who you are. I've actually been here.
Yeah. Who's that? Just saying that to fans as I walk in. Yeah, I haven't seen you here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What? Oh my God.
Bandwagon.
But I think it's especially important to like think about how we show up for women's sports and how to be a good fan. And sometimes I feel like it's like the problem of the community of us being like, let's make space and let's feel together. And it's like, no,
No
let's just
space.
be fucking rowdy.
No space.
Spill your White Claw.
No kindness, no space. If you want to punch a rival fan at a women's game, do it.
Do it.
I just went to a Toronto Scepters game and they're getting a lot more chippy on the ice. There's a lot more
Ooh.
allowances for them getting chippy.
I love that.
And I'm telling you, I think the whole atmosphere needs a little bit more violence. Women's sports, a little bit more violence.
I just looked down and was like, what makes a toxic fan? and you said it.
I think that's absolute fucking bullshit. Harry's talking out of his ass right now. His
You just
straight
came
I haven't
out-
said
ass.
anything.
Harry, I'm looking at the sheet that you have on here saying that I'm a toxic fan because I believe in violence in fan spaces. All I'm saying is we are so obsessed with making fucking safe spaces. If you come into my fucking stadium, it's not safe there. I'm kicking your fucking ass.
You guys know about the human crush? Like
What?
that thing that happens sometimes in stadiums?
Like what I have on you?
Yeah.
Are you talking about when people die?
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, okay, so I guess that would be an
I don't know why that happened.
I guess that would be an example of a toxic fan. There's a
Well, it's just
stampede.
it's not a safe space.
yeah, that is not safe.
When I mean, sure.
We know that a stampede, which normally that's because there aren't safety precautions put in place by the stadiums.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie, listen. Let's say that we're gonna have Coach Corey on, right?
Yes,
we're
we
gonna
are.
have Coach Corey on the
I can't
podcast for UCLA women's basketball. When we go, after you meet Coach Corey and you fall even more deeply in love with her, because I know you love her beliefs as much as I do.
Yes.
When we go to the game, you think we're not gonna start a fist fight with anybody who's not wearing that fucking baby blue jersey? No way, brother. I'm loyal. Anybody I see rocking any other jersey, knuckles to head.
So I think that's like that is the line between passionate and toxic. It's so important to have passion, and maybe you think about hitting them, and you think about like, wouldn't that be I oughta, and then you don't.
How much Dayquil are you allowed to have?
You're on the max dose plus 10. I mean, it is wild doing this podcast with you right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm no, baby. Hey, look at me. I love you.
I'm preaching violence yet again. I'm sweating.
Did your fever just break?
I've just been sweating and sweating. I mean, and this sickness is this is not for the podcast. This is boring, but this has lasted. I'm like out of it now. It's just like lung, like like crunchies. That's just making me exhausted all the time.
Ugh.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
We asked Jockstraps on Instagram. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
About your experiences being a fan, and here are some of your responses. Her deck exchange. Huh. Grew up watching Steph Curry. I didn't know about pro women's sports until I was an adult. Not a goddamn travesty.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is like, how do we show up, and what was your when you played a sport in high school? Did you even have cheerleaders? Did you have cheerleaders?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was so stupid.
Why? Cheerleaders are great.
Because they literally, it was like our student government basically voted to have cheerleaders this one year because like the little You know which ones I'm talking about, folks. The little girls wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Those little ones that like they wanted to have boyfriends and they're
Yeah.
little. You know which ones I'm fucking talking about?
Yeah,
And
Harry's had sex with him.
I'm just no, I haven't done that.
and they voted to become like a cheer squad. They learned they basically learned how to clap.
Wait, did you all not have a cheerleading
No,
team?
of course we didn't. We were like
That's
an
true.
academic like powerhouse. We didn't have a fucking cheer team. Like we weren't allowed. And so then they
You have
vote
theater and arts and stuff.
100%, but that's not what cheer was. And I like the cheerleading squads that are like super competitive. This was not
Yeah.
that. This was just all of the basketball boys' girlfriends
Mhm.
clapping because they wanted the outfits.
Yeah.
And then the student government, or I guess our school was like, okay, you can be a cheer squad, but you have to go to the women's games too. And they were like, what? So all of our games were just like, it was like 5 of like the skinniest girls in school
Okay, love that.
on a Saturday morning, furious. But they wanted so badly to be in those skirts on Friday night. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. So a way that we did it growing up was that the varsity cheerleading squad cheered for the boys and the JV cheered for the girls.
That's psycho.
It's psycho, but I will say the JV squad always gave it their all because coaches were watching. They're trying to make it to that varsity. So it would be like the one fat girl on the squad, I'll say me, whenever there was like a 2-second timeout, just doing a back handspring.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're going to see me. They're going to see me tonight. And just doing a back handspring.
If any of our girls would have done a back handspring, they would be in a chair for life.
Stop it. Stop.
I'm telling you, that was not the level we were at.
No, I mean, it's very competitive in Kentucky. Cheering is, yeah.
No. We had also had 70 kids in a grade. Like, who was going to be cheering?
Well, I mean, Hazard has like 80.
God damn, and you had room for girls doing back handsprings?
Yeah. Standing back tuck.
Standing back tuck.
I do a round off into a back tuck. Okay. So we also had heard from, how do we think we say this?
Kryptonite KJ.
Okay, thank you. My cheering section was my mom. She played on the boys tennis team in high school thanks to Title IX. That fucking rocks.
Yeah, that's badass.
But I wish you had even more. That's badass.
Ooh, Gela, 1977. Sorry, babe. I went to an all-girls high school. All resources went to the women's teams, obviously.
I mean,
Love
yeah, okay,
that.
obviously.
Icon.
Was everyone gay? That's what I assume about all girls school.
I don't think that more. It's like if you build it, they will come. That's how I feel about all women's spaces. If you build an all women's space, the women will come inside of it.
Okay, so the next one for future fans, Maggie Bertram says they will come inside of it. Maggie Bertram says, future fans, learn the history of the sport. Yes, people have been doing this and showing up to women's games for decades. So I kind of know what you're walking into.
I'm gonna argue against this.
Argue. I want you to tell this jockstrap that they're wrong.
I'm gonna say I love the spirit of this. Learn the history of the sport if you want to, and I think it's more important to just get your ass in a seat. And if you feeling like there's like a big knowledge barrier between like you and the game is gonna keep you from going to support these women, I do not give a fuck. I want you to go there and be like, "What is that thing?" and be pointing to the ball.
I mean, I think you can do both at once. Like when I go to Angel City games and I don't really know the rules of soccer and I look at my girlfriend and I say, "Can you explain offsides to me?" And she hasn't played since 6th grade.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Katie, what the fuck are you talking about?"
But okay, so I maybe that's what I'm gonna say is for our jockstrap here is you have to employ you can't take away the jobs of cute femmes. And when my girlfriend comes to games with me, we play out gender by me researching rules ahead of time and her being like, "How come there's a line?"
That's exactly what she sounds like. I don't get why there's a line on the grass.
And I'm like, that's the half, babe. And why is everybody going to the bar? Because it's halftime. So
Why are they wearing skates?
they're not, sweetie. Those are just sneakers from far away.
Those are skates. Okay.
And I like that stuff. So
Uh-huh.
don't take away the jobs from the little gals. Okay, Hot Jasmine says,
Okay, bold name.
my dad always had to be my club coach and tormented me a lot, so I quit after high school. I want to find joy in soccer again, but I don't have any friends that play. Hit me up if in North OC. I force people to go with me to ACFC games. Now, women's basketball too. Sorry, I need new sports friends.
Okay, find at Hot Jasmine. Let us know if she's hot.
Hot_Jasmine.
And
We already know that you're hot because all of our fans are hot.
all of our fans are hot. North OC, so that's Northern Orange County. Yeah. I was waiting for a nod anywhere. Went, yeah, okay. If someone was being like, no, stupid, that actually means like Pasadena.
No.
Yeah, hit up Hot Jasmine. Go to those games.
I think being forced to go to games is the way. I fucking love being forced to go to games. Every time
Yes.
you text me and you're like, hey, there's an extra ticket, I'm there.
1,000%.
But I got too much going on. I'm forgetting all the time. I'll be like, oh my God, I want to see that game. And then I don't remember.
Mhm,
So this is a very helpful person to be. Thank you, Hot Jasmine.
Thank you, Hot Jasmine.
Laura, at Laura Kestenberg.
Laura Kestenberg, also a hot name.
Mm-hmm.
Future fans need to know that women's sports are cool, hot, and horny. That's the history that I think Maggie Bertram was talking about.
Yeah, that is super important. So
Mhm.
I don't want you coming to these games
I mean,
without knowing that women's sports are just an extension of the gay bar.
uh-huh. And we don't have the lesbian bars that we know we deserve to have.
No.
So let that arena be that bar.
You know what? A great way to get straight people and men to come to women's sports games is if you told them it was a lesbian bar.
Oh, that would be great.
Because fucking these people do not like it when dyke bars exist. Just
Yeah.
exist so they go and they party there and they're like, see if a woman will hit on them.
Uh-huh.
That's a great way to get butts in seats of maybe some of our enemies.
Yeah. You're going to get the guys putting on their Vans being like, I've always felt more like a lesbian myself. You're going to get the guys.
You're going to get some angry gay men that
Yeah.
are like, what, you think that you can have a space all to yourself?
No, I'm hosting karaoke.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the guys in the Sperry's that are like, you just haven't had sex with a guy like this.
Yeah.
You're going to get all of those
My dick
people.
can fix you. Or you can also get the women's bachelorette parties.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that. Straight women's bachelorette parties coming and seeing if lesbians will think they're attractive.
Uh-huh. That was an epidemic in Boys Town. Horrible issue.
They fucking killed DS Tequila.
Uh-huh.
I got in a fight with that lady.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
At Call the Doctor.
it's time you had the talk.
Best being a fan of women's sports. Best being a fan of women's sports is getting the
Best part.
Okay, yes. Best part of being a fan of women's sports is getting the lay of the land, learning about the leagues and players who created them. So many leagues have been around a long time without resource. Says so had to grow in a grassroots way that requires hustle and commitment. It's why the Caitlin Clark of it has been a challenge for some of us. Okay, so we're getting some anger in here.
My favorite is that you could not intuit. It sounds like that resources was going to end with an S, but resources was fully on the page you were looking at.
I don't really think we need to discuss
let's move on.
my reading ability.
Okay. MCNG3.
Uh-huh.
Female university athlete. Expected to be grateful for whatever we got. It was always less than men. Put your money where your mouth is. Invest in women's sports by buying tickets. Couldn't agree more. Don't even.
Okay, love that.
Moving on.
Okay, a king. 14, 15, we, softball team, had to ride the bus with the baseball team. Their coach always made sure each guy got their own seat while we, the girls, had to double up. Fuck off! One time he got mad at us for standing in the aisle because we were out of room because of his guys.
I will tell you, the even more so than the coach, the dudes that allowed that to happen
110%.
are fucking assholes to their girlfriends now.
Yep.
Are adult nightmares.
Mm-hmm. I hate adult nightmares.
Bro, me too. Georgie Fernando says, my school let me join the boys' football team because I had sewing club when the girls practiced.
Okay, wait.
No, so A plus B is not equaling C here for me.
So there was a girls' football team. And it's spelled like football, not football.
Oh, I wonder if they're...
Yeah, but I thought they spell it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
British speaking.
Yeah, they spell FOOTBALL.
That's how they spell football.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe Spanish speaking countries that is with the U.
Spell it football.
Football.
Okay, well, that's pretty badass.
Okay, according to Harry, that's how British spells. Okay. Love that you're in sewing club. What did you make? Quilt? And are you British? Let us know. Georgie.
I wonder if this is our friend Georgie.
Yeah, we know one British Georgie.
We do. Could there be more than one?
That'd be crazy.
I feel like half of England is probably named Georgie.
Georgie, Charlie, Pippa. Okay.
I hope it's our friend.
Yeah.
Chris _Sophia 13 says, I played softball, so the players' cheers and chants would be constant and pretty obnoxious.
I will say softball teams go crazy with the cheers and chants.
I want to be I'm gonna stop myself. What I'm gonna replace this with is
God.
softball has the most dom femme energy. Like femme top energy.
Yes.
And that's and so you go ahead and guess what you thought I was gonna say.
And why don't you think about that while we take a little break?